Hey guys, this is Scooter here at Macintosh Tips, and as you see on my screen here, it says Steve Jobs is off the job at Apple. This is the first from you heard it first from Macintosh Tips. Pretty much, the scoop is reports today that Steve Jobs sent an internal email to all Apple employees saying that he would take a leave of absence for medical reasons for 6 months. So let me go ahead and jump into it here. On this website, I'll give you guys a link, alright, and you can just Google Steve Jobs, but this is you heard it first here at Macintosh Tips. So what's happening is Apple CEO Steve Jobs has been battling pancreatic cancer, so he has cancer in his pancreas for the past 4 years, sent an email to all Apple employees saying that, let's zoom in here to the email, that during the past week, I have learned that my health-related issues are more complex than originally thought. Now, if we stop right there, the first thing you think is the cancer has come back because he has had surgery in the past, so where the cancer has been removed. But this time we see that the cancer has come back, so this is not a good sign for Apple. It says here that their stock plunged 10% after this happened. Now, this was not released to the public. The email was released to the Apple workers, so somebody at Apple leaked this out, and now the public has this information. Not good for their stock, and maybe not good for the future of Apple. Macintosh Tips here, and I hope all you guys think very positive about this because we want Apple to grow as any other company. We want to see Microsoft in a bad position if Bill Gates had the same situation. So moving on, his health is declining. That's why he wasn't at Macworld. As you all know, he wasn't at Macworld because his health was declining, and now it's an official report. He'll be back in June. Now, in June will be the WWDC, which is the Worldwide Developers Conference. All right, and I have a link to that website or some information on that in the description bar. Pretty much, it's like a bigger Macworld where Apple does it by themselves, kind of, and they pump up all their products, bring out new things. Pretty cool stuff. So they say he'll be back in that. He'll be back in June, which will be 6 months from now, and the conference is in June. So pretty good timing, and we all hope that he'll be back by that time. As we keep moving on here down this website, even when I Googled it, I couldn't really find much info on it, which is pretty surprising. So here's your one-stop shop. Now taking over Apple, it will not be Phil Schiller. Phil Schiller is the guy you saw handle the keynote at Macworld. He's not going to take over. It'll be the COO, chief executive here, Tim Cook. All right. He works at he works at Apple, but he used to be the vice president of corporate materials at Compaq, and he also spent more than a decade at IBM in leadership and manufacturing and distribution. So this guy Tim Cook's coming in. He works at Apple, but he's also worked at some PC companies. Now, what does this mean for the future of Apple? Now, I've talked to EB here just recently before making this video, and he told me to tell you guys that keep Steven in your prayers, and everything's be back fine. Everybody hopes everything will be back fine. But what does this mean for Apple? I think that the stock will go down. You'll hear bunches of rumors, Windows fanboys saying that Windows rises again, Steve Jobs falls. I don't think that will be that bad. I think Apple will still keep making their products. I think Steve Jobs will still be in on some of the planning. He just won't be at Apple headquarters every day. I'm pretty sure Apple will not bring out another crappy product. I highly doubt that because they've been trained over the years while Steve is there to bring out top excellence. And if they don't bring out top excellence, they won't be Apple. You see what I'm saying? So I really think that the continuance of Apple will be great. And like I said, I don't think they'll release anything big and new. The biggest thing is OS X Snow Leopard, which is coming out, and I'm pretty sure they've pretty much developed that to a pretty good to at least get a beta out, and I think that'll be fine. But you never know. I'm pretty sure more updates will come here in the next few days. But what we want you to do here at Macintosh Tips is post a response video down below. Just post a response. It can be a quick capture, an edited movie, whatever you want. Just respond to this video what you think the future of Apple is, because we really want to know. It's pretty big. It's big to what we're doing here at Macintosh Tips, what you guys do on YouTube. So it's pretty big to a lot of people. So let's just hear your thoughts. That's pretty much what YouTube is, and that's what we want you guys to do. Now, to end on a good note, down here in the email, it does give a little bit of note saying, a shinier note saying that Steve Jobs doesn't have cancer. Now, as I said before, Steve Jobs had the cancer in his pancreas removed earlier. So, how he did that was, I'll read here from the email. Of course, today's news doesn't mean that Steve Jobs' cancer has necessarily reappeared. After being diagnosed with cancer in 2004, the Apple co-founder had reportedly undergone a Whipple procedure. That's when they take the tumor from the pancreas, but they cut into his gallbladder, stomach, bile duct, and the small intestine. So all of those stomach, the stuff in the stomach is getting cut open. All right, and side effects from this is you don't really take in as much calories, and your digestive system messes up. And so on the website here, it says that you might be having some long-term effects from that. It has been about 5 years. So there might be some effects from that, and you might be really in some pain. So it might be very serious. So we don't know. But like I said, Steve Jobs is off the job for 6 months. You've heard it here first with Macintosh Tips. He'll be back in June, hopefully. And like I said, guys, I'll leave the link in the description box. You can check out more, post a video response at the bottom, and keep Steve Jobs in your prayers. Peace.